You know what I think? I think the world is saturated with people who have never heard the truth and with people who are scared to tell the truth. And I feel like both of those things are detrimental. And the reason why I think those things are detrimental is because if a person never like hears the truth, they never have a chance to change. They continue to take the same thoughts, they continue to take the same behavioral patterns onto the next relationship, into the next job, and just into the next like chapter of their life. And I feel like people who don't tell people the truth are really like setting other people up for failure. You know what I mean? Like prime example of it is like I know like women out there have been dating these dudes, right? And these dudes will do something like, you know what I mean, just something that's just like and it forces you to want to break off relations with them or break off like just like fucking with them on that level. It makes you just want to break up, like kind of break up with them. And you know when you break up with them, like you'll be blaming it on everything else other than what the fact it really is. You'll be like, oh well, in my life it's not this time, or the time isn't right, or I'm trying to do this with my life, and it gives this person this narrative that you know it wasn't me, it was them. You know, when in fact it was them, and they needed to hear it. They needed to hear, look, your breath stinks, you know what I mean, or hey look, you don't carry yourself the way that I want to be around somebody who carries themselves, you know what I mean, like that type of shit. I believe that it is important to tell people the truth even if they don't want to hear it, even if like, you know what I mean, telling them this is going to hurt their feelings, because at one point fuck their feelings, because they're going to literally keep this pattern of behavior or keep this thing alive, and it's going to be a thing that they didn't even choose. They're just going to keep like ignorantly doing it, you know what I mean? So I truly believe that if a person is doing something that you don't like, or they're irking your soul, or you know what I mean, don't blame it on yourself. Don't have resolve for their feelings. It's fuck their feelings, because the truth should come first. Tell them the truth. If they have a bad odor, tell them that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Don't just be like, oh well, you know, I just don't want to hang out with you, because that person is gonna go through life and assume that it's not them, when in fact it is them. You know? So just be real. Like, and the crazy part is it's free to be real. It's free. You could tell anybody. That's free. And of course, you know, it might rub them the wrong way. You might lose a friend. You might lose, you know what I mean, like somebody that, you know, you cared about. But at the same time, if telling them the truth makes them want to outcast you and make them want to like, you know, like blame you for it, then that person was not meant to be in your circle in the beginning. You know what I mean? Because your circle should be filled with people who don't mind changing, don't mind altering like something that is not like great about them. You know what I mean? A person that you want in your circle is a person that embraces positive change, especially when it's coming from an honest place. So I just I don't know. I feel like that this world, like I think people need to hear the truth, and sometimes people can't handle the truth. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a thing too. Like some people can't handle the truth. Some people can look at the truth and just blame everybody else except for themselves, and that's gonna happen. But at the same time, please tell them, because you will be one of the first people in a long line of people who will be telling them the same thing. And if everybody is saying the same thing about you, not everybody is lying. Not everybody has some vendetta against you. So eventually it's going to be collected as truth, and eventually they will be able to alter it. So you will be the first step in their changing. But you not telling them anything just like perpetuates the problem, and it gets them to a point where, like, you know what I mean, like it all falls down, and then they're sitting there thinking like, man, has everybody always felt this way about me, or has always people always thought this about me? And the answer is yes, nigga. We all thought this thing about you, but at the same time, like nobody ever had the guts to tell you about it. Like I feel like even like if people like even Drake, for example, would have heard or listened to like somebody in his circle like being like, hey bro, like that ain't a good look, or you know what I mean, we shouldn't do this, or we should move differently, and he was able to take that, he would be in a different fucking boat. But because everybody in his circle was just like, yeah, this is a good move, now we have him doing stupid ass antics. So that's just another prime example of people need to hear the truth. People need to hear the truth, and I'm gonna stand behind that because, like, just dealing with the people who haven't heard the truth, it gets to a point where it's frustrating because nobody has told them the one thing that they needed to hear, and that one thing would make life better for all of us. So that's just my 2 cents, and shit, it's the truth.